The current vintages of the Champoux that we're going to pour tonight is the release, is the 2009 Champoux Vineyard Cabernet Sauvignon and the 2009 Champoux Vineyard Merlot. And then coming up in June will be the first release of the Champoux Vineyard Block 1 Cabernet Sauvignon. So a little bit about the history of those wines. First Champoux Cab was 2002. I believe the first Merlot was 2004, and 2009 will be the first release of the Block 1 Champoux Vineyard Cabernet Sauvignon. And then I'll talk a little bit about my relationship with Paul and Judy. But I've met Paul, I think it was around 1993, 94, when I was the winemaker at Chateau Saint Michel, and we would run samples for him at the Canoe Ridge facility when I was at Chateau Saint Michel. So we got to know him then, and come to find out we were kind of from the same part of the Yakima Valley, and actually the Champoux family was what we call the lower valley, so around Wapato, Toppenish, and a lot of his relatives were, friends and acquaintances and teachers of mine growing up in the 70s and 80s in the lower Yakima Valley in Wapato. In fact, Paul's cousin's husband was my high school football coach, so we go a long ways back as far as knowing Paul. That's kind of the history. And then when I left San Michel and started making wine at Three Rivers, we started making wine from their vineyard starting in 1999. Was the first Champoux Vineyard wine that I made, and that was for Three Rivers Winery. And then eventually started making Champoux Vineyard Cabernet. Our first vintage was 2002 after I had left and started getting some fruit from him and had enough that we could make a Champoux Vineyard. So that was 2002. The current release that we're going to do of the 2009 Block 1 is really a special wine for a couple reasons. It's really the oldest block of Cabernet Sauvignon in the Horse Heaven Hills, and for that matter, really one of the oldest blocks of Cabernet in Washington. Planted in 1972 by then Mercer Ranch, or Don Mercer at the time. And so the vines are almost 40 years old that we made the wine from, just shy of 40 years. And what that really does is it just adds a complexity. The vines are somewhat restrained in what you're going to get off of the vine as far as the cropping level, and a lot of elegance, but yet concentration, a lower crop level. So we were fortunate to start to get some of that fruit in 2009 was the first vintage, and we've continued to get that. And so I really think that this wine from 2009 might be one of the better wines that I've made, at least with my tenure at Fidelitas. So kind of has all those things you need to make a special release, and we only have about 99 cases, and looking forward to releasing that under this new special Block 1 bottling, and we hope to continue that into the future. That's enough.